Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Callie.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Pop-Pop.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girl.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Slip on the ice. I brought down a second bale of straw. I'm gonna put that into the nest, but I need to wait until after I get the eggs collected.
Heat's on, it's warmed up in here. Don't matter there's no window on here. I tell Daniel over and over again, put my door on my skid loader. He says, okay, Dad, I'll get it done.
Welcome back, everyone, to a very cold and windy day here in Northeast Pennsylvania. For the past couple days, we've dealt with reasonably nice temperatures. However, leading into today, the temp has really dropped and the wind has picked up. Oh, good morning, big girl. How are you, Mama? I put some straw on the ground in here just to give the chickens a little more bedding and give them something to mess around with. I also added some grain to try and pull the chickens out of the nest. I've got to, one, get the eggs collected, but two, I'm gonna be adding another bale of straw in here just to make sure these nests are nice and filled. That way the chickens are comfy and it helps keep the eggs clean. Of all days to leave the beanie at home, today was not the day to do it. I literally had it in my hand when I was leaving and I was like, nah, it's not that cold. What can I say? I was wrong. Got my hands under a chicken. That's pretty nice. It's been warm enough at night to the point where we haven't had to collect eggs. With the temperatures dropping again though, we're gonna have to collect eggs at night so that they don't freeze in our nests. I usually don't mind the cold temperatures too much, but that's usually when I dress properly for it. I didn't wear the right clothes today, so this is making work not as much fun. But the animals don't seem to be minding it, and that's the most important thing. If our animals are nice and healthy, our animals feel comfortable, then I have to feel comfortable. Having a little trouble with the lips this morning. They don't want to seem to work. Oh, whoa! Almost got in an accident here. Almost ran into you.
I have the right of way.
Oh, okay. While I was in here, I was looking at the nests. Most of them look pretty good. So any straw that we're not going to be using for nests, I'm just going to put it on the ground as bedding. I love watching the chickens go and enjoy their fresh bedding. All the nests are now taken care of. We have some water in here. Their automatic watering bowl is frozen, so we're not even gonna get worried about that. But they've got grain, they've got plenty of bedding, they've got water. Eggs have been collected. Their nests are all taken care of. Man, is it a good day to be a chicken. Boy, this wind is brutal. I hope it's not gonna be like this all day. I had to run up into the farm market and check on some things. There's much less wind down over the hill as opposed to up here in front of the farm market. All the calves are drinking their milk. Dad got in here just before I did. He got the milk dumped in, and it looks like everybody's having a good time, except for this guy. Are you gonna drink out of the bucket, or do you need a nipple pail? Well, it required my hand being in a bucket of milk for a little bit, but we got him drinking it. Quit eating his ear. Hey, you hang out over here. You want some grain? Here, eat some of your grain. Don't eat his ear. There you go, buddy. You can hear the wind hitting that top sheet of plastic. That's why we have a blower that pushes air between the two sheets of plastic, because if the wind grabbed hold of that outer layer, it would just rip it right off. When it comes to this really, really windy weather, that's probably the biggest concern that we have. You always want to be worried about your animals, but also our structures. The wind likes to tear these things apart. Thankfully, with our blower units, it prevents that from happening for the most part. But we have had times where top sheet of plastic has been ripped off. It's not fun. It is not fun to deal with. Something that is fun to deal with, though, is 3 brand new calves. We have 1, 2, 3 right here at the beginning. Look at this guy. He's a little on the fuzzier end. We like that. We like fuzzy animals. Dad delivered potatoes the other day. We had 30 bags, and while he was delivering, on his way home, he swung by and picked up those calves from the local dairy. Our side was flopping over here, so we grabbed some baler twine and we tied it around some cinder blocks. Yeah, that should hold it. Here with our new batch of chickens, we just added an automatic watering bowl in. These chickens are starting to drink a lot more as they get older, and filling up that thing, it can be quite difficult. Sometimes we'll get down here and chickens will want water, and you know, the thing will be completely empty. So having the automatic watering bowl in there, it's gonna save us a lot of headaches. Oh, we're getting a little feisty. Ooh, that's what we like to see. I talk about this often, but it's mostly because I just get so many comments about it. People like to know why these calves are in such small pens. For the most part, it's just to save space, but we like to have these calves in their each individual pens so that we can monitor them. We like to make sure that they're nice and healthy and that they're eating. If we have them in pens with a whole bunch of other calves, it can be kind of difficult to figure out how much they're eating, how much they're drinking. By keeping them separate, 1, it keeps them safe from getting sick from other animals, and 2, it allows us to just keep a closer watch on them. They only stay in these pens for a short period of time, and then we move them into some larger pens with other calves. I know to some people that may not seem fair, but this is for the benefit of the animal. We want to make sure that they're healthy. We want to make sure that they're going to have a great start when we move them out into the pasture. We only have 1 more pen of animals that we need to take care of. It's our pen of calves that we have just over on the other side of this greenhouse. What I'm gonna do is run up and grab 2 bales of straw, and Dad is gonna grab their grain. Farm market doesn't seem to be too busy right now. I wonder why. So I just felt like I should update everybody on our calf here that has a hurt leg. He's doing really, really good. He's actually been moving himself around, which makes us very happy. The only problem is the other calves like to bother him sometimes. We do give him a little grain on the ground, and we give him a bucket of water every day. The reason for that is just to make sure that he's eating. This is the first time he's really been eating grain for the past few days. So either 1, he's hungry, or 2, he's starting to feel better, which is what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get him, hey?
Something that's neat that a lot of people don't even realize is a lot of times when we're putting a straw in here, we're actually doing 2 different types of straw, and that's purely by accident. It's just based on what bales we're grabbing. We have an oat straw, we have a wheat straw, and we have a rye straw. What I had just thrown down was some rye straw. It's a beautiful golden brown color, and it's a little easier to spread, in my opinion. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. The stuff Dad threw in the back was a wheat straw. You can kind of tell the difference just by looking at the straws as to which is which. One year we were really hurting for some straw, so we felt like it was a good idea to do an entire batch of rye straw. I can't remember how many thousands of bales that we did, but we're still using it to this day, and the straw has held up really nice. In some areas, it can be difficult for people to do rye straw, but we had the year where we were able to, and it worked out for the best. The most important thing is just having bedding in here. It doesn't matter if it's wheat straw, rye straw, oat straw. I don't think the animals care too much. What's most important is just having somewhere soft to lay down. Do you think the cattle have any preference as to what straw you put in the pen?
I know they like to eat oat straw.
Well, that's a little bit of a problem. Yeah. So we got rye straw in here, we got wheat straw in here, and they're not eating it. They're just eating some hay. So that's the most important thing, that they're not eating their bedding. How do you feel about this cold weather coming back? You don't care. My dad was born in the cold.
I'm just glad I have a jacket to wear and gloves. I'll be happy.
What if he had like fur like the cattle? Think he could manage better?
No.
I came up into the farm market to check how many potatoes we have up here. Looks like we're good on yellow, we're good on red, but we only have 2 10-pound bags of white potatoes. And then over here we only have 150 of white. So I think Dad and I are gonna bag up some potatoes today. It's probably gonna be impossible for me to film in here because we're closing the door because it's so cold. Upstairs we have 2 10s and we have 150.
We probably need 8 10s, 6 or 7 50s. He's got.
A lot of the other times that you've seen us bagging up potatoes, we've been doing yellow. That variety is called Norwis. What I have in front of you now, what I had in front of you before I dropped them, was Evas. These are white round potatoes. They are really, really nice. The one big difference, these are like a newer hybrid. They don't get dinged up as much when you're harvesting. They last for much longer. I think they have a great flavor, just like Norwis. The Norwis are more of like an heirloom variety, so they do get dinged up pretty good, and you end up losing more of them. So when it comes to bagging potatoes, I really, really prefer these Evas, these white potatoes. I really like the yellow potatoes. The Norwis are great, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot more difficult to store them for longer, and it's a lot more difficult to have really nice potatoes later into the year. Potatoes are now all bagged. Dad is gonna sew up our last bag. And with this last bag, that gives us everything that we need. We're talking about putting more lights up in here, so it will be easier to film in the near future, but we got all potatoes taken care of. We already had a few bagged up. We just needed a few extra. Now this should hold us over up in the farm market. That's what they called me, Expert Andrew. I heard there was some pretty interesting activity going on over in this horse barn. I'm gonna check it out. Well, it must have changed. I heard there was a guy over here feeding a donkey Frosted Flakes. What happened, Buster? No more Frosted Flakes? I literally was just on the phone with Joel. This was like really exciting. I thought that would have been something you guys like to see. Some donkey action, munching on Frosted Flakes. Yeah, that's something I had never seen before, honestly. Now, something that happened yesterday that I haven't really talked about is that yesterday we received over 1.5 inches of rain. Down around back did not look too sloppy today. That's because we did a lot of blading yesterday to make sure that everything would look nice, and we knew it was gonna freeze, so we wanted to make sure we didn't have ruts everywhere. Now, we worked on that a little bit again today, but it's kind of difficult when you go from having 1.5 inches of rain to really, really cold temperatures. You gotta make sure things are nice and level. Now, in our last video, we were working on smoking some summer sausage and kibasi. This is the kibasi. It's really good. One of my favorites. We have a recipe that I love, and then right here's the summer sausage.
It's a secret family recipe.
That one is actually a secret. We're getting ready for a lunch, but I was just given a special treat to take home to Callie. These are cookies that my Aunt Rhonda and my Uncle Trey were making. So Callie is not feeling well today. The twins are feeling much better. They're getting over their sickness that they had, but Callie, as much as we tried to keep her out of the face of the babies, that's like an impossible task. She ended up getting sick. So this will be a nice little treat for her. Give her something to look forward to. And here we've got lunch, pizza, and it's looking really good, and I'm ready to eat. We're all finished off with lunch now, and currently we are in the truck. We have some pumpkins left over that we're not gonna be able to sell, and we're not gonna be able to use them ourselves. So we're taking them over and dumping them for the cattle. Ooh, the cows are out on the hill. Maybe they'll come down and join us. Come on down, guys. We got special treats. This is where we had dumped down those pumpkins before. I see one, maybe 2 pumpkins. Everything else been completely destroyed. They ate everything. Out here. Set it out a little bit. Come on, guys. Ooh, that'd be the way to go down today. Fall from stepping on some pumpkins, some gourds. Hey, welcome, guys. Woo, they're ready. Well, this should definitely keep them busy. A whole bunch of them came running down the hill, as you just saw. They love their pumpkins. Anytime this gate opens up, they are right here seeing what we're doing. Oh, I hit a rock. Yeah, that's a pretty good roll. Come on down, grab these pumpkins. I knew the cattle were gonna be pretty excited with their treat. How you doing, Polly? You happy? All the cattle down here picking through these gourds, pumpkins, and butternut squash. One more at the top of the hill. He's running down. He finally realizes he's missing out on something. Oh, he's ripping in and tearing. Well, that's something that's always fun to do. Give the cattle a little bit of a snack. Give them something to play around with. They'll be down here the rest of the day. I'm home now, and Aunt Rhonda and Uncle Trey gave Callie a present. What did they give you?
Cookies.
Cookies. Callie is not feeling well. She is now caught what the babies had. Yes, wonderful. We'll get you a cookie in a little bit, I promise. Over here, the babies are doing so much better. There's Miss Lily, and there's Mr. Ronnie. What are they having today?
For lunch, they're having chicken soup.
Yeah, it looks like they're having carrots, chicken, noodles. They've got some celery in there, onions. And how is it, buddy? Mmm, yummy. And how has it been, Lily? Has it been tasty? Has it been tasty? Can I get on, Lauren? Now that I'm home, though, I'm going to be helping take care of Miss Callie. Got some running around we got to do. You know how it is. But anyway, that means this is where we're going to end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.